A couple of horses getting a bath this morning after their works, and we are here trackside with Trainer Norm Casse, a local guy. Good to see you, Norm.
Hey, it's always a pleasure coming on. I like doing this every year.
We look forward to it as well.
Now, he went to high school here, played baseball at Bellarmine, trained under his dad, who is a Hall of Fame trainer, and you've had Derby horses under your dad. You went out on your own. Talk about how that's gone over the years. You've really built your barn, and it's impressive. You have 40 horses at Churchill Downs.
Yeah, we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish so far. Obviously, the future looks really bright, and you know it's a grind every day. Obviously, you guys document how difficult this lifestyle can be, but it's the most rewarding thing that you could possibly do, and I'm just super proud of what we've been able to accomplish so far.
You've got horses running on Oaks Day and on Derby Day, but not in the Oaks and the Derby this year. Talk about how difficult it is to get a horse in the Oaks and the Derby.
To just get a stakes quality horse is tough. To have a horse in the Oaks and Derby is, the odds have to just be in your favor. A guy like, we'll just put like my dad, for example, he probably starts off with 100, maybe 152-year-olds a year, and he doesn't have a horse in the Derby this year.
Yeah,
and it's just because it's a lot of a numbers game. It's a whole lot of luck. You have to have horses that are good enough to make the Derby, and you can never have any issues with them for basically a year and a half. Otherwise, things catch up. So it's difficult, but that's what we're all chasing. I get up every day to do this, not just for financial reasons, things like that, because I want to win the Kentucky Derby, and that's basically the bottom line. Like, that's why I do this.
And as an assistant trainer, you've actually come into the Kentucky Derby with the favorite. What have you learned over the years from your experience to where when you have your Kentucky Derby horse, what would you do differently?
Well, I look at every day as as a learning experience for when I do have a horse in the Kentucky Derby, ultimately, that we're prepared and like to pretend that we're prepared.
Sure.
But there's really no way to prepare for what is happening. Literally, I've been involved in basically every big race in the world, and there's nothing that compares to Kentucky Derby. So I think basically you bring the right horse, and you try to enjoy the ride as much as you can.
Now, you and your wife both work in the horse industry. She does commentary on television, handicapping. She's very well-versed in horse racing. It seems like the people who are in this, man, there's something about it that just grabs hold of you, isn't there?
Well, I think most people who come back here on this week in particular and come back to the backside and see what goes on back here, if you see it from this perspective, not necessarily going to the races, but seeing it from the barn, seeing the horses train, seeing the horses do what they do, you fall in love with it.
Yeah.
We both love horse racing. She's very good at what she does. I'm very good at what I do. But at the end of the day, she's really one of the few people that can hold me accountable when things aren't going well with the barn, because she can call me out when we make bad decisions, right? Like, why would you run that horse in this particular spot? And it's hard for me to argue with her because she knows what she's doing. So she deserves a lot of credit for the stable so far too.
That's good.
Great to have a partner.
That's good teamwork.
Yeah,
yes.
Like that. Okay, quickly, can I ask you who you like to win the Kentucky Derby?
I'm making a bold statement. I think Fierceness not only wins the Derby, but he wins it by a record margin.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I think if he gets away from the gate and he runs his race, the other horses are the other favorites are kind of slow to get going. If Fierceness gets that advantage early, they won't be able to run him down.
Yeah, he had a great break in Florida. If he gets that same break.
And honestly, as long as I've been coming here, there's been I've been watching workouts back on the backside for at least 15 years now. There's been two workouts that stand out the most: American Pharoah and Always Dreaming. They both went on to win the Kentucky Derby. Fierceness's work last week was just as good, if not better, than those.
Okay.
So that's all I need to know.
That's some good intel. Thank you, Norm. Always good to see you.
Because of that, my pick, too, is Fierceness.
Exactly. Hey, how about that? Best of luck to you and all the horses you have.
It's great to see you.
Guys.
Great to see you.
Let's do it every year.
Let's do it. All right. We'll be right back.